Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to hear my trading and market updates. This is Uncle Frank, and I'm not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the presentation, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're alerted when I have new information to share. So now let's get into the latest updates. Hey, welcome back everyone. Let's get ready for this week together, starting with this preview from Wall Street Breakfast. The week ahead will see earnings reports continue to pour in as investors work their way through the bulk of the reporting season. The list of heavyweights due to report includes McDonald's, Caterpillar, Alibaba, Philip Morris, and Pepsi. Fed Reserve members will also be out on the speaking circuit following last week's FOMC meeting. That is the understatement of the year. Let me show you why. A total of 12 individuals from the Fed Reserve will be out speaking this week. 2 on Monday, 4 on Tuesday, 4 on Wednesday, 1 on Thursday, and 1 on Friday. I call this a spook and goose tour because any one of these people can spook or goose the markets while they're out there running their mouths. The only economic events I see worth mentioning are on Monday, S&P Final U.S. Services PMI, on Wednesday, consumer credit, on Thursday, initial jobless claims, and on Friday, CPI seasonal factor revisions. That could get interesting. Now, according to the algorithm over at NASDAQ, we should get a look at AMC's fourth quarter earnings call in late February, possibly on the 27th. Now, let's just assume it's going to be a great call, and Adam Aron will destroy any potential rally with a dilution announcement or a poorly timed tweet. What I want to talk about is a time window that's taking shape next month in March. Yes, my research focuses on event-based analysis because the hedgies are never going to cover unless they're forced to. That doesn't mean I stop using fundamental or technical analysis. It just means that when your opponent can violate the securities rules and laws with impunity, it will be a sudden, unexpected event that will ruin their day. Something like Archegos and Credit Suisse. If given the choice between insolvency and more cheating, I think we can all agree they're going to cheat more, right? Okay, so what will force them to cover? A sudden black or white swan event that could collapse their leverage chains, forcing the prime brokers to demand portfolio rebalancing, a fancy way to say margin calls. Now, beginning on March 1st, our first potential blockbuster of the year drops, which is Dune Part 2. No, I'm not saying if the movie does well, it'll cause a short squeeze. What I am saying is if the movie is a success, it could save what looks to be a tough quarter due to the strikes. Also, it could put AMC back in a favorable light if it builds momentum on top of a good earnings call in late February. Now, if the earnings call is on the 27th, Dune will drop only 3 days later. So maybe we'll get some nice momentum and begin trending higher again, attracting some new buyers. Now, on March 11th, the Fed Reserve Board ends their bank term funding program. Kind of a big deal. March 15th, that's triple witching expiration day. Then on March 19th and 20th, we've got an FOMC meeting with a shift in focus to balance sheet runoff. Jay Powell's words, not mine. I say the window beginning with March 11th and ending with the FOMC meeting on the 20th looks pretty treacherous for a predatory short hedge fund. Now, I will be adding to this calendar as we move closer to the window. I also say Jay Powell could quickly pivot about a rate cut if the world is going to hell in a handbasket by that March 20 meeting. If you really want to know what Uncle Frank is looking for, a culmination of events that will put the hedgies in a corner that they can't cheat, borrow, or bribe their way out of. I want the politicians to turn on them because they're putting the economy and elections at risk. I want the primes to turn against them because they're putting the banking system at risk due to hidden over-leveraging. I want the media to turn on them because of how reckless they are. I want the regulators to turn on them because their massive corruption and cheating is going to cause embarrassment at future oversight committee hearings. So here's my simple call. Just an opinion. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I will never recommend you buy, sell, or hold any security or cryptocurrency. But I do believe AMC will rise from its current prices as we approach this time window. Now, don't read too deeply into this, but it would appear Uncle Frank's not the only one interested in the mid-March time window. I see over 167,400 out of the money calls expiring on March 15th. That's Triple Witching Day, and that's considerably more than the March 8th expiration at only 1,100. Let's face it, it's all the previous ones combined. They may be allowed to mark their shorts as longs, but they can't hide their options trades. Okay, now let's cover what I'm most pissed about, non-theatrical releases. The Roadhouse remake with Jake Gyllenhaal won't be in theaters no matter how much he and the director want it to be. Early reports are suggesting the movie is pretty good, despite Amazon keeping it out of the multiplex. Amazon Studios chief Jen Psaki still refuses to give Roadhouse a theatrical release. The movie sees Gyllenhaal playing a former UFC fighter who ends up working security in a shady Florida bar and was supposed to drop this fall, but it was moved to an early 2024 release on Prime Video despite all the good buzz. Okay, there she is on Instagram, guys, at Jennifer Psaki. I went over to tell her if it's not in theaters, I'm not going to be watching the film, and I'm certainly not going to sign up for Amazon just to watch this crap. Can I count on a couple hundred of you guys to do the same? From Uncle Frank Finance. If it's not in the theaters first, I'm not watching it, Jen. Hope it bombs now. And more of the same bullshit, this time from Netflix. Will Beverly Hills Cop Axel F be coming to theaters or streaming? From the article. While the first 3 films in the Beverly Hills Cop franchise were distributed by Paramount and were released theatrically, the latest installment is instead being backed by Netflix, thanks to a deal that was struck between the studio and the streamer all the way back in 2019. It's possible that Netflix will give the film a theatrical release, but nothing has been confirmed. I did hear a rumor that it was going to be a one-day in the theater thing. Netflix is no stranger to giving some of its bigger titles a theatrical release. A prime example would be Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, which, much like this film, was also a sequel to a theatrically released film. The teaser trailer indicates that the film will be released only on Netflix, but that could definitely change. Let me remind you of your last mistake, Netflix, CNBC. Netflix plan kept Glass Onion from more box office millions. Glass Onion could have made $200 million, but Netflix only let it play in the theaters for a week. Netflix may have left tens of millions of dollars in ticket sales on the table after only releasing Rian Johnson's Glass Onion in theaters for 1 week. And there they are, guys. I already bitched at Eddie Murphy about this, but can I count on a couple hundred of you to go over to @Netflix on Insta and make a stink with me? If Amazon and Netflix team up to take us down, we're in a world of trouble. But Hollywood doesn't like to lose money just to help develop the streaming giants' businesses. Here's my post. If the new Beverly Hills Cop isn't in theaters, don't think I'm buying a Netflix subscription just to see it. You made this mistake with Glass Onion, and you'll probably lose millions again. Work with the theaters, not against them. Now let's see if big streaming can follow this logic. A headline from Screen Rant. Wonka box office breaks another huge milestone. Rises in 2023's top 10 chart. Wonka has exceeded box office expectations and is on track to surpass $200 million domestically, making it a major success. The movie has maintained a strong presence in the top 5 at the box office for several weeks and is currently ranked at number 8 among 2023's highest grossing releases. While it may not catch up to The Little Mermaid, Wonka has the potential to climb even higher on the 2023 top 10 chart and continue its successful run. Wonka wasn't available for streaming until January 30th. You see how that works, Netflix? Amazon? And here's some mixed bad news from The Hollywood Reporter. Box office. Matthew Vaughn and Apple's big-budget Argyle bombs with $18 million U.S. debut. The $200 million plus film still managed to win the weekend despite getting slapped with a C-plus cinema score, while faith-based The Chosen came in at a rousing second. Now, the reason this is extra bad is Apple is one of the few streaming giants that's one of our friends. Me and the wife are going to go see this Sunday afternoon. If you get a chance, please go support this film. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.